that's a good exercise. Let's do one credit spread, and then let's see if we can roll it together as a community. Good exercise. How's that for a teaching segment? Give me a thumbs up if y'all would like that as a teaching segment. We'll pick a freaking something that's going to be less than $100, and then we'll figure out how to roll the damn thing together. That way, everybody learns, myself included. Fair enough? Give me a thumbs up. If we get enough thumbs up, that'll be the teaching segment today. I'll put on a freaking credit spread, and then we're going to go through the exact process on how to roll the damn thing. That way we know all the gimmies and all the gotchas, and it's all the bullshit is out in the open. It's either going to be easy to do or it's not going to be easy to do. I've watched like 5 videos on how to do it. I think that I can. So we'll see. We'll see. So beautiful. Oh my God. Okay. Well, Tesla for some put credit spreads. Let's see it. Let's see it. Man, have y'all seen people so excited when theoretically they're losing money? It's because I'm long Tesla. I don't give a shit. I don't want to lose my shares. So this makes it a lot easier to manage now. And overall, the position's still doing good. No issue there with the position. We got the 2,500 shares at 196, still printing money, down quite a bit there, but made 53,000 on the covered call, so I'll take it. And then the leaps over here are down. So I wonder if Jesse Dow's going to post his P&L today, right? He was bragging like hell the other day, but knowing him, he's paper hands. He probably already sold this shit anyway. So if this keeps getting hammered, I would like to add to these leaps. I would like to add 10 more leaps there. So that would be really, really nice if it gives me an opportunity to add one last bullet. So anyway, so now let's talk about a credit spread on Tesla. So we're going to go trade options, sell a put, and we're going to look to do it for the event. So we're going to do a credit spread for the event. Or first, what I should do is let's do one like a week out, because I'm going to try to roll this thing, right? So we'll do one, say, for July the 19th. We'll put it on, and then we'll try to roll it for 8-9. And that'll be the teaching segment. What's going on, Vince? Bullish. What's going on, my man?
What's up? What's up? I'm in my office without my YouTube gear, so my audio might be super bad.
We're good, dude. My audio sucks here too. We got a bunch of echoes, but it's all good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on a put credit spread on Tesla, and to see what you actually have to do to get this thing rolled, because it's not so cut and dry on Robinhood, because they don't just like roll the spread, because that would be too easy. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go through this right here, and then you got some live Q&A that you want to do. We can definitely do that after. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you've messed around with credit spreads before, correct?
Yeah, and I got my butt handed to me.
So we're going to be very, very conservative on this one, because I don't want to be paying a lot of tuition for you guys. So yeah. I'm going to pick a strike price that is way out of the money over here at 215. We're talking about a 9 delta, and there's crackheads here, so this part's already looking good. So we're gonna hit sell. And then the first thing that we need to do after that is we need to buy protection. Because if you just sell a cash secured put, you need to pony up $21,500 there. That's the issue, right? You see there, the max loss is $21,392 because they're subtracting the premium that I've collected. So essentially it takes $21,500 to be able to enter into this trade. But if you don't have $21,500, and if you buy the long call, that's going to offset the money that you need, because you're essentially buying protection, because now your max loss is only going to be the difference here. So check it out. So I'm going to buy the one down. I'm going to go 5 down. So I'm going to go here. And now everything changes. So now we're talking about a $475 loss, but then you got a max profit of $26. I don't like that too much. Let me go here. Hold on. Man, this is just not a lot of money. Like, is this because I'm too conservative on the
Yeah,
spread?
you have to make the spread bigger, and then you will get a bigger max gain.
Okay, so like go like do this one right here.
Yeah,
Okay, there we go. But right now I'm losing 950 to make 45. I mean, that's still a lot of money though. That's 5%.
yeah. I played around with this a lot, and you have to go more in time. So like if you do like a month out or something, then the numbers will look much better.
Yeah, but the reason I'm trying to do one short so that I can roll it, like I want to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
through the whole exercise is the issue. Wonder if there's one that I could do for tomorrow. So Tesla's tanking. I don't think it's going to go all the way here by tomorrow. So I can go sell a put here at 230. That's at 11 delta. And then I could buy this one. Let's see here. I feel like I screwed it all up. Let me try this again. So we're going to go trade options, sell put, and we're going to go 230. So that's locked in. And then now we're going to go to buy put, and we're going to go buy the 225. And that's about what it's looked like before for me because I've already done these in the other account, and that's about what I've been getting. So it's not bad. It's not bad. This is a 1 day trade. This is crazy, right? This is why it's so appealing to people. So now we essentially hit continue, low fill. So then now it's like, okay, well, how much will you pay me? So I'm like, I got to get at least 28 cents. Now I want to get 29 cents. So you hit review. There it is. So the collateral is 500 and you're picking up 29 bucks if I can get this thing filled, which I think that it would happen. So Vince, do you want to talk to the audience about what this means right here?
What
Since
the spread means, or
yeah, the spread. Like what am I entering into right now?
yeah. So basically, it's so small on my screen. So you're saying that if Tesla would go down to 230 tomorrow, you would buy the shares. But if it would crash down to 180, then you're protected. Like your max loss is basically the spread. So like $5 times 100 times the amount of contracts that you have, and minus the premium that you have gotten.
Yeah, excuse me. What's up, baby? Yep. What's up? Okay. 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 Sorry about that. My wife needs a curling iron or some shit. I don't even know what that is. So she's gonna come get it. I was like, do I look like I use a curling iron, bro? Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Vince.
Yeah. So yeah, like basically it's like you're buying a put option and you have zero intention of taking the shares. That's why you have the put credit spread. And then because you buy the protection, you need a lot less, because then your max loss becomes the $5 instead of the $230 per share. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like it. So what I would like to do is somebody is saying here in the chat that this one appears better to me. This one right here. The 215 and the 190. But that's a big spread though. Let's see. Let's look
Yeah.
at that one. Because this one here, like there's not a lot of juice in that lemon in my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I I had the same. So I had to, like, it sucks to do weekly on these. You have to do like like 3-4 weeks out to make it make sense.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like right over here, even 210. Yeah, this is good right here. So 210. So I sell. Well, I gotta clear all of that out that I did earlier. Man, keep tanking, Tesla. Don't go back up. What we don't want right now is we don't want Tesla to go up right now. We want it to keep tanking, keep shit in the bed. So I'm thinking like 210. This is like very Bill White-esque, like way out of the money. So you're gonna go here, sell that one, and then I like to just buy the next one. That's how I like to do it. So I buy the next one. And then you hit continue. So you see that is a little bit more exciting to me. So you've got 500 in collateral, and now you're making $75. That's a little more appealing to me. Now the thing is, if Tesla tanks, you're out the money unless you're able to roll, essentially. Or you can just turn it into you can. So here's the thing: if Tesla, like, just to talk about the dynamics of this real quickly before I hit submit. If Tesla tanks and you have capital, you've actually going to make quite a bit of money in this scenario because you're able to close the long put for a very nice profit. So you're going to be in a real good spot, but now you're going to be in a tough spot because the short put now would turn into a cash secured put that you have to manage because now you're going to be on the hook to buy these shares. And in there lies the problem. So if you enter into this situation without the collateral, you're already asking for trouble, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Because what I am doing, guys, is I am selling a put credit spread just because I don't feel like tying up $221,000 right now because I'm going to get a similar return for tying up a fraction, because I think that's the part that maybe we need to show. What we need to do is we need to get rid of this right here and see the difference. Now you're tying up 21,000 to make 319 if it's just a regular cash secured put. You guys see that, right? You see that, Vince?
Yeah.
If all I want to do is sell a cash secured put, TJ the Wheel deal way, remain the same, not talking about any change. I'm going to tie up $21,000 to make 314. So, I'm sorry, I'm doing it wrong. My bad. I have it on buy put, on sell put. It's the same shit. It really is that. How is that shitty? It is. Okay, yeah. So you're going to make 310 bucks for tying up 21 grand. Can we agree that that doesn't sound that exciting? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you've already, hold on one second. Mama's here. It's Mama too. It's Mama. Sorry. Yeah. So now we're going to talk about why a lot of cash grabbers will not use a cash secured put to cash grab. They would rather use a put credit spread to cash grab because you're going to make, in actuality, a higher annualized return because you're using a lot less capital. So if we just buy the insurance, it eliminates our need for all of the capital because there's a cap on our loss now. Whereas here, there is no cap on the loss. And when I'm talking about lying, we're talking about the max loss is Tesla could go to zero and we're on the hook for buying these shares for $21,000, 210 times 100. That's why it says your max loss is 21,000 whenever you did the review button. With me, Vince?
Yeah, it's a very clever logic, actually. It's some TJ special.
So people are like, hey, let's do some creative financing. And I'm very familiar with creative financing because I was broke for a lot of years. So you learn how to stretch a dollar, you know what I mean? So they're like, hey, well, if I buy a put, I don't need all of this collateral. If I buy this guy right here, now I only need $500 in collateral and I'm picking up 70. And one could argue, and it doesn't take rocket scientists to know that if you're going to tie up 21,000 and they're only going to pay you 300, whereas over here you're only tying up 500 and you're getting 70, which one's a better return? Even if your IQ is pretty low, you're going to be able to look at those numbers and know that this is a much better return on your capital. So why would I do a cash secured put when I could just do more credit spreads, especially if I have the money to turn the damn thing into a cash secured put anyway? Like I can go there with the bankroll, but there's no need to go there now for my situation. And again, this is why I'm using put credit spreads now, is because I'm very responsible with it, knowing that I have the bankroll to do just a regular bona fide cash secured put the way that I was doing all along. But instead of tying up all of that damn collateral, if I happen to be right on this trade, well, let's just take the ball and go home because it was a cash grab anyway. Now, the beautiful thing about picking 210 is I would love to own more shares of Tesla at 210 because it's not that much higher than my overall average, and I'm still bullish on the company. It's having a bad day, but it's whatever. But then now we're going to go to put credit spreads 201. This is put credit spreads 101. Now we're going to graduate a little bit. People say there's a way that you can roll your credit spread. You can buy yourself more time, adding more time to the contract, and that's what we want to be able to demonstrate here. We might not be able to demonstrate it today, but we'll be able to put the trade on today, and then we'll let it play out a little bit, and then I'll let the market hopefully put me in a situation where we have to roll this trade, and we're going to figure out if there's a way that you can legitimately roll the put credit spread. If not, then we need to say, hey, it's a unicorn. Everybody talks about it, but it's not really true, because I want to play a game of Smithbusters here. And I know for a fact that you can roll put credit spreads, Pat Boy. I know for a fact that you can, but we want to be able to demonstrate it on the channel. So you guys will have to tune in. So anyway, give me a thumbs up if y'all like that put credit spread right there. We get enough thumbs up, we'll put it on. And we'll go from there, because I don't want to just do one contract. I want to do like at least 5, maybe 15. That's kind of the thing, right? Like I'm thinking like at least 5.
But basically, like the trick in this, what you're doing is how you manage your collateral actually, because the reason why I got my butt handed to me is because I had sold put spreads on end phase in like the first strike was 110 and then 105, and then I couldn't roll it because I lost so much that I didn't have the margin to continue.
Right.
But basically, like in your case, like you would, like if it would happen to you, you could sell the put at a gain, and you could just maybe roll the put lower, or
Yeah, so essentially what I'm saying is if this trade goes against me,
yeah,
I'm going to realize a win on the long put.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to turn these 5 contracts into regular cash secured puts because I have the collateral to do so.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to manage that cash secured put the way I would anything else.
Yeah. So basically what this allows you to do is if you had $1 million for collateral and you would open 3 positions with the normal cash secured puts, now you can open 7 positions, and hopefully not all 7 is going to go against you, so that the ones that go against you, you can manage with your collateral, if I understand it correctly, right?
Okay, I gotta go meet my mother-in-law. 1 second. Keep that thought. But yes.
All right. Hello guys, so I'm taking over TJ's channel. So this is the Vince Bullish channel. Let's talk about Palantir and Rocket Lab. I'm just kidding, of course. Yeah, so if you guys want to chat with me while we're waiting, just put questions in the comments and I'll answer you. I don't know what else to do while we're waiting. Yeah, I took over his channel. From now on, this is TJ is Bullish. That's the new channel name. How's Rocket Lab? It's doing pretty well. Thank you.
So I got some beauty products, guys. They're for my wife. There's nothing that can help me, Vince, on that department. There's not enough.
I'm a few years before you. I'm also losing my hair, so you're like probably what I will look like in a few years.
Right. So anyway,
I took over your channel while you're gone. We renamed it TJ is Bullish.
oh, very cool. I am bullish. That's my problem. That's why I own too many damn shares. I'm trying to save myself from me. I think stocks only go up, and I know it's not true. But I just did the reason that I'm trying to make this change, Vince, is because I have a real hard time selling shares.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, I'm sitting on $250,000 on some, and you can't even talk me into gun to my head right now. I ain't selling Palantir. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Hell no.
I have the same sickness.
I can lock in 250,000. Right? I ain't hearing it. I don't want to do it. You know, I don't want to do it. And it's just, I mean, dude, it's just I can't do it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, maybe I should have known all those damn shares. And I should just, sell cash secured puts, because then I have no problem getting that money, because I got to keep growing the account. With realized gains versus unrealized gains. Oh, there we go. That's the issue with Tesla. So it's no longer 8-8. Thanks, Carl. Carl for the win. Carl for the win. So Elon turned into Elon, huh? See how the market gonna like that. I like that. So anyway, guys, so here's the thing, just to recap what I'm trying to do here. Instead of tying up all the capital right now with the cash secured put, because it's $21,000 times 5. So you're talking about $85,000. I could tie up $2,500 and get a fraction of the premiums, because I get $300 times 5, so I get $1,500 in premium. Here I'm only getting $384, but essentially you already have the trade on the radar, and I'm going to be responsible enough to make sure that I have that collateral ready to go if this trade goes against me. That's the easiest way to defend the put credit spread gone bad, is just sell the long put for a profit and then manage the short put that's gone against you. And then you can easily roll that cash secured put like you would anything else. But what I want to demonstrate before I do that, before I make that the go-to move, is let's pretend that I don't have the money if I get into this situation. And how are we going to manage this trade without wiping away $2,500 from our account? Because what if I only had a $20,000 account? This is 10-12% of that money. So that's the scenario that I'm trying to paint here, if that makes sense. Because, Invest with Henry's always saying it's a real good way to grow small accounts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't ever see him talk about rolling credit spreads or dealing with the nitty gritty on the channel. So we're going to go through this learning experience together. We good? Because I think that I don't think I'm going to get filled here. That's the issue. And that's the other thing that I don't like about put credit spreads, is you got to be real patient, dude, because this is going to be my 5th round. First ones I'm doing on this channel, on this particular account on Tesla. But this is literally my 5th round of doing this kind of shit with Tesla. And dude, sometimes it takes me like 2 or 3 hours for these to get the notification that it went through. So it really tests my patience. Whereas with the cash secured put, I can typically get those filled pretty quickly. So anyway, I'm going to put this one at 75 just to give myself a little bit of a better chance of getting it done, and then kind of go from there. But even then, look at that. It just doesn't do anything. It just, like I'd have to probably go 70 at this point. And even then, that's the part that really, really sucks about these. So I'm going to put it there at 70. That's as low as I'm willing to go to get this done. So hopefully it will happen for us.
You know what you could do? You could also do like two separate orders for the different puts. I don't know if Robinhood lets you do that. I had to do that sometimes on interactive brokers.
Yeah, to where like now I'll go try to sell more credit spreads and see which one fills and then close the other one out.
No. I meant that the credit spread is like you buy a put and then you sell a put, and then you could put like one order just to buy, and then you like, because that one has its separate bid and ask, and then on the sell put so like if both executes, then you have your credit. Then you have your spread.
I see. Yeah, you're saying just like sell a put and then buy a put at two separate orders. I think you probably could do that, but you would need the $21,000 to sell that put.
Yeah. But I mean, like the minute you get the other one, at least on interactive brokers, like it like
it'll pair
realizes
it'll pair it as a spread.
Yeah, because when I try to roll my spreads, I ran into the same S that it's like you get F on the bid and ask, and then I had to like separate out the credit spread and just like close the position separately and then reopen it.
Yeah, we'll let this one steer for a little bit and I'll revisit it. So now let's have a conversation. I posted on X. You're on X or no?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do we follow each other on X?
Size.
Do we follow each other on X?
I follow you.
What, do I follow you? What are you on X? Hold on.
Vince is bullish.
I don't follow a lot of people, so let me make sure I'm following you. So what I do, I go here, Vince is bullish.
Yeah. No, you follow me. It says that follows you.
Here we go. I thought I just saw you. Oh yeah, you follow each other. Okay, so we're good. So what I did yesterday on X, is it showing X right here or no?
Yeah.
Okay. What I did yesterday is I posted this right here. Want to hear something crazy? I could generate about $250,000 a month in premiums off the big account by only selling puts and not owning a damn share of any stock. It's pretty damn tempting.
It's funny because when I saw that tweet, I was like, oh, I want to get on the phone with TJ, but I don't want to bother you at the same time, because I'm like, I need to know what he means. But I think I know what you mean. Can I shoot and ask?
Yeah.
Because I was having this conversation with my friend, about what's the difference between cash flow and capital gain, like unrealized capital gain, and like what you need in your life at what point, because I have a friend who maybe will give me like a few $100,000 in the portfolio to handle, and he has to handle some debts, right? And it's really funny because if I would buy Rocket Lab for him and just sit in it, and Rocket Lab goes to $10, it doesn't help him anything, right? Because he doesn't need the unrealized gains, he needs the realized gains.
Right.
And I think that what you ran into maybe is that because you're doing this wheeling, you have the shares and then you have like unrealized profit on the shares, but like the account is not growing like money wise because you're not selling the shares.
Right.
Okay.
So we're going to go through some examples, okay? So I didn't just pick that number out of my ass. So we're going to use $3 million in buying power. So I'm going to put some trades on there a month out and show y'all how much $3 million in collateral would generate. So this is me still owning $1 million to 2 million in shares and still having $500,000 to $1 million in leaps, right? Because the account's that big. So I would essentially get rid of, and it's not that they're lower conviction stocks, because Enphase really isn't a lower conviction stock. I just want to have a different exposure to Enphase. I want to turn those shares into leaps because that frees up $750,000. And I reserve the right to buy those shares later, but now I can go play with the 750,000 instead of playing with covered calls the way that I have been on Enphase. I feel like now I can play with cash secured puts, and it doesn't just have to be on Enphase. That's the difference. Is I create more options for myself doing this in my mind. You follow me?
Yeah.
And now let's keep the 3 million. Let's keep the 3 million in mind, and let's go find a stock that I would be very, very comfortable with right now. And the first one is going to be Riot because it's tied to Bitcoin. Do I think it's the best Bitcoin miner? No, not yet. I think it will be eventually. Not right now. In 18 months, I do think that it will be best in class. It's not even going to be close because they have the infrastructure and the money already in place. Most of the dilution has already occurred. So we're just about on the other side of all of that pain. That cannot be said for all of the other miners yet. For some of them, like I love Clean Spark and what they're doing. I actually like what Marathon is doing. So we might be, oh wow, this lady Shelley Duvall died. She was my neighbor in Blanco, Texas. She came out in the movie called The Shining. Oh man, my neighbor. She was really, really cool. Very eccentric lady. Anyway, I just saw that on CNBC. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway, may she rest in peace. She was a real, real cool lady, very generous with her time and money. So you go trade options, you go a month out. So 29 days out, and I go $9 because that's where I play with Riot. I'm very comfortable at these levels. So the issue with that plan right there is I don't have enough people on the dance floor. So now I got to go find people on the dance floor. Like I got to go find more liquidity somewhere. So I probably have to go to the third week of the month. Maybe there's customers there. There's not any customers there. So that's proven to be an issue because we're talking about probably doing 3,000 contracts, whatever it is, right? Can you do the math for me, Vince? How many contracts can I do at $900 with $3 million? Feels like about 3,000 contracts or so.
Yeah, 3 million divided by 900. Yeah, 3,333.
So 33. So I gotta go find the customers first and foremost, right? So let me see if there's that many customers over here. There's only 240. Let's go. Let's start. Let's just start over here. See if there's any crackheads. So there's a lot of crackheads over there. What about here? There's the crackheads. So we could do something for next Friday and bring in 23 cents. So we could go 33.33. Is that right? There's something wrong with it. That pricing is not right there. It was showing 90 cents. It's not going to pay that much. So trade options, sell put. It was for next Friday. There's a lot of crackheads there. So we would be able to fill all of these contracts. And it's a very tight bid ask. I like everything about it. So 33.33. And how much money does that make, Vince, in 8 days? You see that?
Yeah, it's good money.
79 grand. So let's just go Uncle Bruce and act like it's going to be like this every week. So essentially about, let's just call it 75,000 for a little bit of margin of error. Let's call it 70,000 for a bigger margin of error, margin of safety. Let's just call it 60,000 for a bigger, more realistic picture. 60 times 4 weeks in the month is 240,000. 62,000 would be 250,000. So that's how I got that number.
Yeah.
If I didn't own any shares, I could actually pick up probably closer to $400,000 a month in the portfolio because it's 5.5, and Riot's the kind of company that can give me about 7 or 8% a month. So it just comes down to math. If it was 10%, it'd be 550,000. But I'm like, I do 6-7%, and let's say I don't hold them the whole time because I'm closing out at 50, 60, 70%. Because if things go in my favor very quickly, I'm not going to stay in this trade the whole time. So let's just say I'm only averaging 50 to 60%, like capturing the premium 50 to 60%. I can still make about 3 to 4% a month on my money and only be managing 1 or 2 or 3 big positions. And that makes my life a lot easier in my mind because I know a lot about Riot. I've already visited the facilities twice. I'm going to go live the next time that I visit the facility. And this operation is just absolutely legit. So my conviction is very, very high. Once I learn a little bit more about Galileo and Technisys as far as the technological component with SoFi, my conviction is going to get higher. Once I go through the whole Foundry thing or whatever I'm able to access on Palantir, because I'm going to talk to Garcia about doing it because he's doing some classes to get familiar with Palantir right now and their software, my conviction is going to get higher. So these are the companies that I'm talking about doing this on is like the Tesla, where the conviction is higher.
Can I ask you something? How do you manage because if I understand, like you don't buy shares on margin, but if all your cash secure puts were like exercised all at the same time, then you would be minus on the account, right? Like then you would be touching, like going
Well,
into.
I wouldn't be minus on the account, but I would be using margin, sure.
Yeah. So
But I mean, I manage the positions, dude. I just don't get to that point. Like that would be, you have nobody to blame but yourself if you get to that point. By the way, I think these put credit spreads executed, guys. So let's refresh a row. You guys are going to see that they're over here for next. When do we do them? A couple weeks from now. Here we go, right here. So we did get them filled. Had to be patient, but we got it happen for 70. And so it was like pretty much like right at break even, a little bit positive. So we got a break even of 209. So what that means that as long as Tesla stays above 209.30, we're still making some money. But bottom line is we don't want it to breach our short strike, which is the 210. Our short strike is the 210. Our long strike is the 205. So our 205 protects us from essentially needing $21,000 in capital. Mind you, this is 5 positions. So I have to make a mental note that says I got to have essentially $100,000 ready to go for Tesla at any moment. And I think that's where people really drop the ball with put credit spreads as they get lost in the sauce a little bit just by looking at, hey, I can make a lot of premium with a little bit of capital. You annualize this shit, it's probably 80, 90, 100%, whatever craziness it is. And they put on way too many credit spreads and now they're losing 2,500 if they're not able to roll. You do that 3 or 4 times and it wipes away all of your wins. So I think you have to put on the amount of credit spreads in relation to the amount of capital that you have to turn them into regular cash secured puts. In my opinion, again, I'm not a put credit spread expert by any means. If we're talking about just regular cash secured puts, cover calls, I don't consider myself an expert, but I know what I'm doing. On put credit spreads, elementary levels still. So that's the thing.
You have a good viewpoint on it because where I effed up is like I wasn't looking at as you're doing that, like you can turn it into cash secured put. I was like, okay, I can use 20,000 margin to make $5,000, And then when I had to roll the position, like when I rolled it, it was like 20,000 using 60,000 margin, and then end phase went against me again, and then the 60,000 margin would have needed like 140,000 like buying power to be able to roll it one more time. And end phase is today actually, or was today, over the price. So like I
you would have been okay.
yeah, if I would have had the buying power to manage the position. So that's where I was like missized, because I wasn't thinking that it can turn into just a regular cash secure put. So
Sure. No,
it was
sure.
very expensive tuition.
So guys, I've been wanting to do this for the channel for a while, but I wanted to make sure that I had a very clear understanding of all the gimmies and the gotchas. And I think that the biggest gotcha on put credit spreads is you forget that you still need to have this collateral readily accessible at any minute. Because you're essentially only putting on, or at least I am only putting on the put credit spread, because I don't feel like tying up $100,000 to make an extra to make an extra $1,700-1,800 in premium. So to me, a put credit spread is nothing more than a feeler bet, like in poker. Let me just see where I'm at. Let's get more information. Let the dealer put out another card so I can really calculate my odds, etc. That's what it is for me. And it's also a way for me to cash grab inexpensively for my covered calls gone wrong, so that I can start stacking some more premiums on the Tesla ticker. That way, when I do have to go manage that covered call potentially for a debit, it's not as painful, because now I'm using some of other people's money to help me out of that situation. So it's just kind of like the trade within the bigger trade. And then I have my leaps that are protecting the overall position, like Pat Boy was saying. So, I've got cash secured puts, I got covered calls on, I've got leaps, I got the poor man covered call, and I got the poor man credit spread. I mean, holy shit, dude, we're strangling Tesla. Any way she moves, we're going to figure out how to make money with this damn thing. Because I'm in Tesla in every sense of the word. I'm in Tesla. You know what I mean? So that's so to me, like, put credit spread is just along with buying leaps, it's a real nice button up strategy. And it also can serve as some hedges for you as well with these damn covered calls gone wild. And if the shares go against you and you have the money to turn them into cash secured puts, well, at least you didn't have to have all of that money tied up. So why do you want that optionality? Here's the teaching segment. It's because what if you have another cash secured put and you're waiting for a little bit of time to be able to get out of it, and you're going to free up that money. Like, I can give you all an example here. I have American Airlines. That's about $100,000, which is about the money that I'm going to need for this particular trade. And it hasn't worked out yet. I'm still winning here from a strike price, but I'm losing over here. So I'm not able to get out of this trade right now. So putting on a put credit spread versus going deeper on cash secured puts on Tesla makes a lot of sense, because I'm like, this is the collateral that I would like to use to buy those shares. So it just kind of like buys me a little bit of time, if that makes sense. And I can do the same thing and be like, like the Hood. Hood has enough money in this particular trade to buy those Tesla shares. So I'm like, okay, well, I'd like to win more than $1,000. I like to capture another 1,000, or maybe all of it, because this one's a pretty easy high conviction trade. And then whenever I close this one out, I can use that collateral to go buy Tesla. So it kind of allows you to play bigger than you really are if you pick your spots accordingly. But if you get it responsible, and if I go and sell, 50 put credit spreads on Tesla, and I don't have the collateral, because there's 971,000 in cash, I don't have the money to buy 5,000 shares of Tesla right now at those levels, you're not set up for success. Because that's what I always look at, is how much cash do I actually have. So so it's 971 here. So that's how many stocks I could legit afford to buy right now. But then I also have another potential cash injection that could be hitting the portfolio, and that's if end phase were to go up, because I've got them for sale at 115. Now a cover call that was underwater this morning is now printing. You know, I've gotten $14,000 in premiums on this one, so this one's really starting to work out. So this is another situation where if I were to let these shares get called away, now I got like another 1.2, 1.3 to work with. So then now I can afford to go heavier with Tesla, which is a much higher conviction than Enphase will ever be. So you got to manage your portfolio. And you can't just go crazy and fall in love with the premiums and not really understand all of the ramifications and repercussions of what you're potentially getting into.